In this video, I'm going to show you how each of the secondary dominants sound in major keys with the goal of learning how to hear secondary dominants in context. We are going to review the solfege syllables used for each of these secondary dominant chords, paying a special attention to whatever the chromatic notes are. We will also be identifying the secondary leading tone used in each of these progressions. To get the most out of this video, you'll want to take a look at the secondary dominants guide that I posted on Moodle. I'm looking in particular at example 3, which is on page 3 of the PDF. There are 5 different secondary dominants we can encounter when we're in major keys. These are outlined in example 3. Looking at example 3a, we see the 5/7 of 5 in this example. Notice the solfege that is used for this example. Re, which in this case is D, and we have that in the bass and the tenor. Fi, not fa, which is F sharp in the alto voice. And then because this is an incomplete major minor 7th chord, we just have the chordal 7th, which you'll see in the soprano part, which is do. Notice that the secondary leading tone of this example is F sharp. Since we're tonicizing G, F sharp is a half step below it, the leading tone to G. I'm now going to play the progression for you. Listen to the special sound of that 5/7 of 5. Now I invite you to sing the alto part with me as I play the progression again. Notice that when we get to the 5/7 of 5, you will be singing Fi rather than Fa to reflect the secondary leading tone. They're so ready and sing so, la, so, fi, so. Now take a look at example 3b. This one tonicizes the 2 chord. The root of this chord is A, which is solfege la. The chromatic note is the 3rd of the chord, D, which is also the secondary leading tone. Notice this is in the soprano part and is spelled in this case as C sharp. The tenor part has the 5th of the chord, which the solfege is mi, and then you will find the chordal 7th sol in the alto part. I'm going to play this example for you now. Pay special attention to how that 5/7 of 2 sounds. Now I invite you to sing the soprano part as I play the progression so that you can get some practice singing the chromatic note D when we get to the 5/7 of 2. The soprano starts on the solfege of do. I will be singing an octave lower than where it's written. You can sing in whatever octave is best for your voice. There's do, ready and go. Do, do, ti, do, di, re, ti, do. Now turn your attention to example 3c. This example tonicizes the 6th chord. I've got to be honest, this is one of my very favorite secondary dominants, and I think you'll like how it sounds. This one also just has one chromatic note in it, the solfege for which is C, which is the chordal 3rd. But let's just go through that solfege quickly. Notice The root is mi, in this case E, and we see that in the bass part. C is the secondary leading tone, the chordal third. This is spelled as G sharp, and it appears in the alto voice. T, the chordal fifth, appears in the soprano. And re, we will see, as I've spelled it here, appears in the tenor part. Let's listen to the progression. And now you get to sing the alto part, which features C, the chromatic secondary leading tone. Notice the way I have resolved the secondary leading tone. Instead of resolving up to the tonicized note A, I am frustrating it because it's in an inner voice so that I can have a complete full triad sound when I get to the sixth chord. There's so. Sing with me the alto part in whatever octave works best for your voice. Ready and go. So, la, so, si, mi, fa, mi. Take a look now at example 3D. This example uses the 5-7 of 4. This chord is really cool because it's a lot like a tonic triad, but with a minor seventh on it. So the solfege it uses is do, mi, so. But instead of T, we have the chromatic note is the chordal seventh te. In this case, I've placed it in the soprano, and you can see it there as B flat. Notice, in contrast to the other chords we've studied where the chromatic note was the secondary leading tone, in this case, the secondary leading tone is not chromatic. It is mi, or spelled as E in the key of C major. Listen to how this chord sounds in this context. What I'd like you to do now is to sing the soprano part, which features the chromatic note, the chordal seventh te, when we get to the 5-7 of 4. The soprano starts on do, and you may sing it in whatever octave you like. I'll be singing it an octave lower than where it is written. There's do, ready and sing. Do, ti, do, te, la, so, so. Doesn't that te feel fun to sing? All right, I've got one more example for you. This is our last possible secondary dominant that can occur in a major key. And this is the one that tonicizes the 3 chord, 5-7 of 3. Unlike the other secondary dominants that are available in major keys, this one has not 1 but 2 chromatic notes in it. And the solfeges that are chromatic are the chordal third and chordal fifth, re and fi. You will notice the root of the chord is on solfege T, the leading tone of the key. The third is re, spelled here as D sharp, which appears in the soprano part. Then you have fi, which is the chordal fifth. Here, the way I've spelled it, it appears in the tenor part as F sharp. And then the chordal seventh is la, which appears here in the alto part. The secondary leading tone in this example is a chromatic note. It's D sharp, which is sung with the solfege of re. I would like for us to listen to how this progression sounds using the 5-7 of 3. And now I invite you to sing the soprano part as I play the progression again in whatever octave works best for your voice. Starting on Do, ready and sing. Do, re, re, mi, re, ti, do. I hope you like these secondary dominants. I think they're a lot of fun to sing and play and listen to. In the next video, we'll take a look at the 5 secondary dominants that are possible in a minor key.